Alright, what's going on, everybody? I got something cool. Fox shocks. Let me get my bags off and I'll get these out and show you what it all looks like before I start putting them on. Hardware, shocks. Alright, let's get this stuff out. Okay, I got this one mounted up, the shock. I just had to raise my little jack up just a little bit. These shocks are just a tad bit longer than the factory ones. Got that on. Now I need to mount the bracket. Yeah, so they give you directions with this, but the directions are not very good. Here's what they look like. I mean, you can read it okay and everything, but it's just hard to tell what goes where. So, hope the shocks work better than the directions. I mean, it seems like it's pretty straightforward, but it seems like the directions could have been a little better. The bolts that come with this already have Loctite on them, so I think I just need to adjust this so it's straight. Alright, there's that one. Let me move around to the other side. Alright, I got that one mounted up. So you got to take this bolt out and this bolt in here. This bolt gets this little spacer. So the aluminum spacer goes in there. But this one doesn't get anything. It just goes against that metal there. Or here, I mean, sorry. Goes against the metal right there. Yeah, this bolt gets this little spacer, and then this one, nothing. So, alright. Keep going on here. Get this mounted up. Yeah, these little brackets are steel, and the ones that go on the canisters, the reservoirs, are aluminum. I don't know why they didn't make it out of all black anodized aluminum, but can't believe that Harley put his crappy shocks where you got to adjust the preload on one, and it's a hydraulic preload on the other side. I think that's weird, I think. Here. And this is what I was talking about. This flat piece just goes right against this flat piece here. Just goes right against that. So guess it's going to mess that up, but it's going to be covered up, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right, let me get this bolted on here. All right, I about got it. Gotta get this canister adjusted up in here. It gives you the torque settings on these. I am gonna torque them, so I don't squeeze these little guys too much. So now I gotta figure out what to set the spring to. When I get that figured out, I'll let you know, and then we'll set it and get it down off the jack. So here's all the stuff that it gives you. I'm going to put it on. I don't know what I'm going to put it on yet. I think I'm going to put it on 3 and try it. Because I might have to change it when we ride double, so probably. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to set it on 4 and then I'll go from there. Alright, I got them on here. They do look pretty cool. So, see how it rides. These stupid lights that I got in here. There. Yeah, they look good on there. Seems like the bag hit it, but it's not close to it. So, alright, get it down and sit on it. Okay, it's the next day now. So, update on the shock install. When I mounted those canisters, you have to clamp it down on the sticker that's on the shock reservoir. So, I'm going to show you what I did. So when I mounted it, it kind of like crinkled up the decal on the shock a little bit. So on this one, I took it loose and trimmed that sticker back so it doesn't do that bubbled up. So, oh yeah, and I put a zip tie around that bracket right there. I put one around the bracket first and then the reservoir hose. Keep that tucked in. So I'm not going to lie about the directions. They weren't very good on there. They're hard to read. Pictures are no good. But I mean, it's pretty easy to put shocks on. You do have to put this on that bracket first, because you can't get to that. You can't get to this bolt. You hit your fender. So, and see how close this is right here? I mean, it's probably an 1/8 inch now. I did bend these brackets in this way just a little bit to give more clearance on my bags. I mean, this thing vibrates a little or whatever, and I don't want it chipping the paint, so I bent those in a little bit. But the shocks do seem really good. I mean, a huge difference. So I'm gonna soften them up. I had them a little bit too stiff. It says an inch of sag on the bike. So I had about a little less than 3/4, so I had it a little stiff. So I'm going to soften that up and mess around with the dampening and compression, rebound, and okay, I got the shocks adjusted now. I have the rebound on them set on 2 on both shocks, and the compression I have set on 1 on them. They're easy to adjust. All you do is turn that 3 positions, same way on the bottom, 3 positions on each shock. So, and I got the sag set to 1 inch like it says, so I'm going to take it for a ride. Okay, honestly, I can't even believe how big of a difference these shocks made. I thought there was no way that they could make that much difference. Those factory shocks are actually terrible. I didn't think they were too bad. But these Fox shocks, when you hit those little lines in the road and little joints between bridges or whatever, you don't even feel that stuff. Before you could feel it, and like when you hit a rise on a road, a little hump where you would kind of like come off the seat before, it doesn't do that. I mean, it's actually unbelievable, the difference. I'm amazed. So I have the shocks set on the compression, the spring compression on, I tightened it down to 2. Well, I think they actually came that way, but I set them both on 2, and I have 1 inch of sag. Yeah, I tend to like a little bit more rebound dampening than most people. I don't like the thing to be bouncy at all. Here's a big, whatever you call those stupid humps in the road. Yeah, you can see one. Yeah, before when you hit those things, it threw you off the seat. I'm not kidding. So this bike used to, when you would hit some little bumps in a turn, it would kind of like wiggle a little bit, and it doesn't do that anymore either. All right, I'm back here in the shop now. I'm just going to show you how these adjust. So this collar right here is down there, and it's just covering up to 2. So I'm going to crank it down to the 4 for riding 2 up on it. Here's the hose. I did zip tie this hose to there like that, and I wound up trimming this decal right there, because this is what I was talking about. This little bracket was smashing that decal, and this, I guess it's got a plastic coating over it, and it was like crinkling it up. So I need to clean that adhesive off that reservoir still. But anyways, yeah, you just turn this thing down. It's pretty easy to do. Just like that. So I'm gonna try that. I gotta do the other side, and we'll see how it does. Alright, I just got back from my ride. I rode about 200 miles today. All back roads here in Kentucky, and man, this thing, it took some bugs. There's a few on my helmet, top of it, a couple there, but yeah, they're splattered all over the engine and everything else. Anyways, update on the shocks. I rode some roads today, pretty fast roads and long turns, bumpy roads, every kind of road today, and I can't believe how much better those shocks are. It's the high speed wobble thing is totally gone. So if your street glide has a wobble, 85 miles an hour or whatever, get new shocks. I don't know about Olin's or Legend or anybody else, but Fox Shocks fixes the wobble. Yeah, so yeah, I can't say enough about the suspension. It's a much better ride, and I think it actually sits up a little bit higher, like maybe a quarter of an inch. But yeah, yeah. So if you need shocks and you're in northern Kentucky, get a hold of Blackjack's Truck Accessories. I'll put his number up on the screen, the name of the place and everything. He'll take care of you. And if you need a helmet, Daytona Helmets, DaytonaHelmets.com. Use our code BTB859, save 15%. And if you need any performance motorcycle parts, RollingThrottle.com. Use our code there too, BTB859. Thanks for watching.